working. Even more. I have.
Oh, you've got the bloody camera on me over there.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes, that's sweet. Nobody does this. Okay. Overview of the studio. She just pointed at the couch, didn't it?
Basically, yeah, that's what people want to see.
Let's do that.
Yeah, the microphone's still a bit funky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one's mine? Is it the left one or the right one?
It is. If you tap it, you'll see. Dancing, number one. Yeah, you're number one. Checking out the noises.
Yeah, it's just a bit like.
Is that the microphone that's the problem?
There's a bit of distortion in between, like when we're talking.
Ah, it could be the gate. What sort of distortion?
I'll wipe my headphone and put that in right here.
Welcome to technical issues.
Coming through.
Yeah. Sounds pretty awful, doesn't it? Okay, just turn it down a little bit, see if that helps. Yeah, what horrible sound quality. That's maximum, that's right. Look at that. Hopefully that'll be a bit better. Might be a bit quiet, but hey. Right, baubles then. Where was I? Temporarily got this camera here pointing at them because the arrangement is going to be very important. Which one needs to shift? I think it's the red one. I need to move that in like that. I need to move the gold one out a little bit. I could put something else in there for everything. It's a blue tap to do absolutely nothing.
I have a theory that nobody ever buys blue tack.
I do. Am I buying everyone's blue tap?
I think you probably are. Yeah. Yes, blue tack seems to appear in places. I've never bought any.
Well, I'll figure out what you owe me then.
Yeah.
Ah, see, now they're in a row. Really hard to arrange them. Now those are in a row. It's no good at all. Those two forwards. This. How's that look?
Hi, Josie.
Josie's familiar with the whole bauble arrangement thing.
Making something look random. Without it looking too formal
Yeah.
and formulaic.
Okay, that's all right. I wonder if I should put something dark behind. I think I should. So now I've done all that. It's quite possible.
They're going to make.
I'm going to trash it all. No, it'll be fine. Too heavy, it is too heavy. Need a piece of black paper. That one. Just been in the process of sorting out the studio. And the best thing about having a dedicated studio space is instances like you go, oh, I need a bit of black paper, and then there is one. Come on. So that, stay out of the way. I move this again. Green needs to move back. It's a really tricky balancing act to try and get things in the right place.
If you love baubles, then Josie, have you got your Christmas tree up yet?
Oh, I've got my light on the floor. It's a poor decision. Yeah, when our Christmas tree is meant to go up?
I don't actually know.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
I'm also rather confused with the 12 days of Christmas, so I have no idea when they're supposed to be. But...
Well, it starts after Christmas Day is the first one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, this whole kind of doing Christmas for 6 weeks before starts is nonsense. One, I'd be very happy to see changed.
Right, I think 6 weeks as well is rather. Yeah, that's rather generous. It more or less starts after Easter, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Josie hasn't got a tree up yet. Not quite yet. Probably tomorrow.
It's going to be interesting. I'm working with a much smaller. It's much smaller canvas this time. Could be fun. This. Green one's going to look like a distant afterthought. Okay, it's quite fun. And the space it fits into. Especially 4. 4's a tricky one. 5 would be easier. But I like 4. That's good. That I can work with. If I put that into a box, that's the box I just included the things. It's a box wider than it is tall, but if I include the reflections, as I should, then it's slightly taller than it is wide, so I'll go with this. Ooh. Nice. Brushes, use brushes, don't remember.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have those.
Some of those. Is the cat cam working?
Cat cam's working perfectly.
Yeah.
We've got
Does he move?
full. No, not at all.
Good.
Doing what a cat should do. What people don't realise as well is there is a fire right next to him.
Yeah,
It's loving life.
Okay, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this simple.
I think you should go mental on this one.
Oh, mental.
Go mental.
What does that even mean?
It means go to your extreme. So do you remember we were talking about the...
I'm sure I have extreme. I'm not sure that's part
You've
of
got
my
extreme.
identity.
You've got plenty of extreme. Do you remember when we were talking about the painting that I ended up taking on, the Halloween one?
Yes.
And we got halfway through it and it was really quite vibrant and vibey and colours were everywhere and yeah, go for that.
Super vibey.
Vibey, yeah. So bright, glowy, yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Go extreme.
To the max.
In other words, go mental.
Yeah.
I love this. You can see the pain in James's face when I say some of these things.
Also, that is one of the things that you'll be saying when you're in old people's home, and the nurses will be going, "He doesn't understand. It's from a different time. He
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything by it."
Yeah, but they'll be then using terms like yeet, and yeet is to kind of like do. We won't even.
Anyway, so say mad. Mad isn't a word that's used in anything clinical, so you say that. No one would ever be in a psychiatrist's office and have them say, "Well, I'm afraid you're mad."
Yeah, true.
Although, ooh, let's have a bit of.
I've never actually thought about that though. The terminology that we use now
Oh yeah,
will be used when we're in an old people's
what
home,
those
and
things
they'll
you
be
can't
going,
say?
"Oh my god."
There was a time, really not very long ago, certainly within my lifetime, where everyone would say those things and they'd be fine about it. It's just a matter of. It's funny because you can have a name for something, and everyone's fine with it. Then it gets used by people who have, unkind intentions, and then that gives it a sort of what would you call it? I'm trying to find the words. It gives it a sort of a potency that it didn't have before, and then it becomes unpleasant to use it because of So a very good. Okay, the example for British people is, and I saw this on a Fender online forum notice board thing. I was looking up the serial number for a guitar to figure out where it came from, and where it was made and all that kind of thing. And someone had written, a British person had written, "Oh, I've got this really lovely Jam Strat that I bought in the 80s. Okay, and an American person just jumped down their throat like they'd said something really racially offensive, which in America they had, but they weren't in America, they were in Britain. And because we didn't have Pearl Harbor and the internment of Japanese people and those sorts of things, they then they didn't think anything of it. Um, uh, yeah, it's not racially loaded as in this country. It's just a shortening of Japanese, like saying Brit.
Yeah.
You know, in America, they will shorten the nationality of people from Pakistan, but you don't do that here.
No.
Because it's a horrible, poisonous background to that shortening, how it's been used. But so, yeah, sorry, that's just purely from etymological interest.
Where does the term Yank come from for an American?
Yankee dude, dandy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly.
Because is it the New York Yankees?
Yeah, Om comes from the boats.
Oh yes, Prisoner of Her Majesty, isn't it?
Oh right,
POM, Prisoner of Her Majesty.
Okay, limey comes from the fact they had limes on the boats.
Ah, okay.
Right, okay, and posh is supposedly port out, starboard home.
Yes.
There's all these sort of funny hang-ups, but then it's just a matter of how these words are used, isn't it? So yeah, there's all sorts of things that we're saying right now that one day people will be going, I can't believe people were that offensive. But of course, you can say it, you can use words now with no malice that one day you won't be able to, because the nature of language changes. So yeah, you are saying those things right now. You might think you're right on and like cool and everything, but no. This is all being recorded.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be quite funny me sitting in a old people's home and just going, I really heated that one.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine that the person sort of working there is just like, oh, my
We
words.
found some of his old YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe the things he used to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're going to be. There's no way around it. You just have to accept these things. And there's no guessing what it's going to be. I mean, if you think of what people are sensitive about at the moment, I don't think anyone saw any of that coming.
No. Well, it's, I guess, sort of down to popular culture in that front as well, isn't it? As to what's going to trend and then what doesn't.
I don't think it's even that. I think it's a matter of in what order people who are minorities and being excluded and possibly suffering to some degree become strong enough to be to sort of call it, to be almost militant, I suppose. To be able to sort of wield some strength in the name of defending themselves. Yeah, taken a long time for. If you think of it, it's barely over 100 years ago that women were campaigning for the vote, and it was the first time that there were enough women who had enough power and independence to actually make that case. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's the first time they thought of it. Hey, you know what?
I've got like a say in this.
Yeah, and so who were the next minorities? I mean, I think it's only a matter of time until my people rise up, because left-handers have been oppressed for way too long. They just put up. But honestly, this right-handed world business, I'm not having it anymore. Because we're actually quite superior as well, which we don't go on about because we're nice about it. But ultimately, at some point, these right-handers are going to have to learn their place.
Until that day, get back in your box.
So I've got little groups of colour here, little islands of colour. I've got this red background, which is quite fun. I've got a bright red there, which I think I might have a bit of fun with, because this isn't that bright, but it's brightish. I'm going to use a bit of this brown. That's why I was fiddling around with this brown. Fiddling around with the brown and talking at the same time. That's raw umber. It's like a dark yellow. So this will give a nice sort of soft brown colour, which I can warm up in places as well. So I'm going to chuck a load of that on. Big brush.
So is this the palette that was left over from last week, or have you done painting in
No,
between?
I've got some piles of paint left over from Thursday. Okay, I'm going to chuck some things around here. Just used all that up.
You've got a lot of shiny surfaces to work with on this one.
Yeah.
So, do you focus on the bright points, the outlines? Where do you kind of begin with lots of shiny?
At the moment, I'm just playing with negative spaces. There is local colour to consider. So each of the reflections all come from outside, so they're going to be reflections of the colours that are around them. But obviously they had their own colour to them as well, which is why we think it's different coloured boards. But the things they're reflecting are exactly the same. Same colours for all of them, you know. I'm thinking about keeping everything on here, but maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should close up. I think I might concentrate on space and shape. And if some of them spill off the edges, I think I'm alright with that. So I'm going to scrub the whole thing in. There we go. There's actually very little paint on this. Enough to cover it up, make it opaque. This is an odd sized canvas for me, so I've only got one frame that fits it. So you can see a lot of the edges of the canvas, so we'll be working all the way to the edges. Fine. Okay. Let's go with the shape as it appears. That's my red ball. Blue one will be kind of level with it. So if you can see how those shadows match up. Might move the green one to the front. I'm going to do that. I might take rid of that shadow there. Yes. Yeah, let's see box. Good fun, isn't it? All about the process. Since you've been listening, well done.
Just sit here and not pay attention.
I thought that's exactly what you did. Good, underestimate.
Since doing this, I do look at things differently. I try and look and see what colours I can see rather than just looking and seeing something which is like, sunset. Or what colours are the sunset? Are there any unusual colours that you wouldn't necessarily associate with it? Are there bits that accentuate it?
Yeah, I mean, I think painting's really, it's more about a way of thinking. Yeah, anything more. Yeah, so okay. Let me go ahead and chuck some bits of colour in. Just be really sort of loose and rough about it. Let's get out the brush. Let's do some of that gold colour. Oh. Darks and things that go back as well. Yeah. Straight to the green. Dark green. This is going to lead me to work mostly with the darks. So yeah, I quite like this space in between. That's quite fun. Now those colours are on. Go back to the reds now.
Well, it's going to make it quite interesting, isn't it? Because then the focal point actually becomes the centre, which contains nothing.
Hmm. Well, it's Freddie Mercury once sang, nothing really matters.
Josie's asked, is that phthalo green or phthalo?
Oh, it's Taylor Signing Green. So if you buy a tube of Viridian Hue, that's what you're getting. And it is the same hue as Viridian, but it's more transparent and considerably less expensive. Which is the thing I like most about it. So you do have to add a bit of, if you add a tiny bit of white to it, and it's slightly bluer, almost imperceptibly, but yeah.
So why is that one so much more expensive then?
Oh, Viridian. Well, it's just to do with the cost of making the pigment. It's just an expensive pigment. I guess I don't know. I've got a few interesting pigment stories, but mostly more interested in sort of using it and how it behaves than where it comes from. Although I've no doubt it's fascinating. Going to get round as it goes along. Okay, what can I do now? I think I'm going to get some oily paint in it straight away and just really just chuck it on. I want to be.
Can't use the expression, please. Entertain me. Go mental.
Oh, right, okay. Yes, go completely mad. No, there's no going mad with painting. It simply won't work. You can go mad and you'd make a big mess. And maybe that would be an interesting mess.
Cut your ear off.
Maybe you have a way of persuading people that that mess is something good and worth buying afterwards. But ultimately, you have detached yourself from from the activity. Bit oil. Where's that going to be? Back. Oh, this is what you get for tidying up. That's it. Ooh. Right. John, what's a bit, but I need to run the to get it. Yes, what am I going to do with it? This is part of the processing. I don't think I did the dinner, but the dithering has come back. To,
Is your bag not on the floor there?
no, that's
No, the blue one.
That's just the paint bag. Oil is in a different bag. Which I don't think. Oh, I emptied that out, so I must have put it somewhere. So that narrows it down. But the answer is I don't know where it is. All the little pots of things, except for. Okay. Well, I suppose I know it's bad television, but there you go. I'm going to run this under the hot tap, so okay. But what I have is the big chart, which is doesn't get opened often. You just put the cans a little bit, and then.
You got the lid off?
Yes. normally do. Put some into a jar and then I will use that jar for a while. Sort of a dipping jar. Right, where was I going to go? Oh yeah. That makes a bit of a dull black here. It's ultramarine and raw umber. So, black. Yeah. Hello. The cat moved.
Nope, not at all.
Probably entertaining. Do a bit of a roll.
Yeah, it's building up to it. It's a
Nearly
lot of
warm
effort there.
enough. We'll turn the fire down in a minute. Okay, going to do another black, which is glycerin. Very transparent colours. It's just a different kind of black. I mean, I really don't know if you can see this on the palette cam.
Having an absolutely great dream, I think. There's some twitching movements going on.
All right. It's nemesis. Apparently my hand.
Somebody wants to purchase your artwork as NFTs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, Bill, I would be absolutely delighted. But they'd have to explain to me what an NFT is and why it's a good idea. In no less than 1,000 words, please. I don't know why people think anyone's going to fall for that ever again. Frankly, I'm disappointed. If you're going to try and scam people, at least come up with something new. Don't just do what everyone else has been doing for 12 months. It's stupid. You're not going to get anywhere with that. You need something that people can believe, you know. The 30th Nigerian prince that wants to move money out of the country is.
Wasn't there I can't remember which comedy show it was?
Are you talking about massive yachts?
No, it could have been Phone Jacker.
Right.
And it's a guy that dressed up as a Nigerian prince with a whole load of money behind him, just saying, "Nobody will accept my email."
Yeah. Yeah, it must have got him down a bit. Okay, not happy with that at all. I'm going to have to mix a few colours for this. In fact, I've got a couple already. Dark green colour here. Put some yellow into that. A bit. Too yellow. While that's there, let's see if I can find a few places for this to go. Oh yeah. Dark blue.
So with each of these balls that you're going to be painting? Are you effectively just kind of continually layering more paint but getting lighter and lighter and lighter as you do it?
That's what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm seeing if it works. It might not. I guess we'll find out. It's a nature to some of these reflections, so I get some paint in there. God, what's that doing? It's quite fun. Okay. Yeah. So I'm finding out where the balance is. I'm just to get a bit yellow over there. That's too much. Now, once this is on, okay, see the reflection. Yeah, it's a bit grey, a bit brownery. Okay, it's been all on one brush there. Obviously I've got the bright highlights to come later. Well, that's it. Yeah. Just going to mix on the surface a little bit. Start to sort of. I don't want to get too fiddly. Some of that curvature. Thickening. Variations of this. That'll do for that for the moment. I'll jump ahead actually. Stick a bit of pure green there. Really turn up that contrast. Let's get a bit of a dense green. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a nice sort of bit thick paint. It's quite fun. Maybe I'll put this brush to one side and that'll be my green brush. Good. I wonder if I'll step in that soon. How about we do the same thing with blue? Yeah, same kind of thing. So I'm going to see the same patterns in every bauble, but in slightly different ways because they're in slightly different places. Yeah.
Where are your Christmas decks going up then, James?
I don't really do Christmas decorations. I did have a tree. I managed to buy a tree. I think it was £2.50, and then a piece of bargain tinsel for 50p, and that was my Christmas decoration for years. It was a small plastic tree, about a foot high. The stand was slightly broken. The plastic stand with slots in bits, but that wasn't very well made. Which, you know, you'd think you'd expect more for your £2.50 really, but I think it was on a special. It might be B&Q or something like that. And I was quite amused by that. Now, here's where I need to tailor blue. It needs to go towards the green. I can mix my own just by using Viridian. They'll do the same thing, tip it over into the green. Okay, now I've got that. A bit too dark. You get some quite expressive marks going on, and I want I want to be able to have a bit of fun with this. To be honest. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, that's that same pattern as there. Setting up. It's there. It's here. And then it does get lighter. Still needs to be a bit greener. It gets greyer in places as well. I'm going to borrow a little bit of this. Yeah, it doesn't want to be too bright a colour. That's it's too purple. It's a bit of that more just to take it down. Yeah, so I had this for the green and the same thing for the blue. Dolls colour there. Oh, stop looking at it. So are you doing the big Christmas thing? I
Me?
suppose it's the first Christmas in your flat, isn't
It is, yeah.
So
No, probably.
to experience the disappointment.
For a start, I don't have a chimney, so where's Santa going to come?
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe DHL take over.
Oh, okay.
Chimney.
Oh, what? Yeah. So
So
you've
you're
got
not
an
getting-
arrangement.
You're not getting any presents because they can't find anyone's house. Well, someone else would get a card saying they tried to deliver your presents, even though they actually didn't. Because the card didn't ring a bell.
In case anybody's wondering, James didn't get a parcel today.
Oh, it's not the first time. Yeah. Usually give people a bit of leeway, but they don't even try. And if you do let them know that they've screwed up, and maybe ask them to correct it, they get all petulant and they send. I think they've got a teenager to send their messages because it's like a teenager's text message. It really is. I mean that's the standard of grammar and politeness that they put into their customer service. And yeah, I'm frankly just a bit astonished at it. But there you go. So yes, best collect if you can. Okay, at least get this blue bit. Just make some bit of that. That's nice and thick.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing similar to what you've done previous years of try and find the kind of tackiest tree. I might do traipse around some of the cherry shops.
Right.
See if I find a tree that's got like branches missing or.
Well, if I don't see it first.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's that red. Start red. Still got that blue. Just get a bit purple when you start.
Well, you've got the potential of having some drinks up here of a Christmas sort of
It's-
special, isn't it?
It's coming, yeah. Yes, I have cleared up in a way where one room being clear doesn't mean another one is entirely full of boxes. So
And could we do a sort of like painting evening where you're one end of the room, people are kind of like,
And everyone else is at the other. Yeah, I like that idea.
yeah.
That's my kind of target.
Would that, I mean, would you be able to do that? Would you be able to?
Absolutely.
I mean, we'd bring you canapes.
Yeah. Well, there's a few things I'd quite like to do. I'd quite like to do a living room gig. I have a musician friend who's absolutely amazing. And
Interesting way you phrase that as well, though. But anyway, we'll come back to that.
yeah, he's got some health issues that mean he's sort of he can't really be in a busy pub full of people talking in his face. And sort of have to sort of avoid wearing masks and stuff for the social thing. But a small living room gig where that risk is sort of mitigated, and it'd be an absolute treat. This is such a good player. And obviously he's shut away a bit, and he's got even better. So yes, I will. I'm saving it up on names. Maybe announced, but that would be like a limited, really limited number of people. If we can't, but we could, yeah, have that well into the room.
What's he play?
Guitar. He likes to play piano as well. He's awful at that. No, he's a good all-round musician, but his guitar playing is just yeah, something else. But it's more about, when I talk about musicians, I'm more talking about their sort of musical voice, you know, their musical ideas. That's the stuff that I kind of feel they have to share, that I find interesting. Obviously, you need a certain level of technique or mastery of your instrument in order to be able to let those ideas out. But yeah, that's really what I'm talking about. So he's technically a good guitarist, but that's not what I mean. I say he's a good guitarist. It's just a lovely musician. It's really interesting ideas, and a really interesting relationship with music as well. That's a big deep shadow. Yeah. So this. A bit of that in there while I've got the means. Okay, the red one. The red one's proving a little bit more tricky here. Got this red. I'm going to check a little bit of bleach titanium. Wash that out a bit. See what this does. Too bad. Get even lighter. There's places where it's not very high chroma. So we get it even lighter. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to save up some of the redness for later on. background. So there's the same recipe going on for this little slab of light. Yeah, interesting how this sort of comes about. It's a bit pinker. This.
You happy to go straight through this evening?
Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead. This is the tricky one. It's the gold. It's actually green. Black and yellow, that's what it takes. It's too green. Put some red in that.
The cat has moved. I was busy watching what you were doing.
Finally cooked himself.
Mm.
So, yeah, well done. Yeah. Oh. Faces in between are going to get really interesting.
Another thing that you packed away.
Particularly lost. I can use this to make little spaces for where the lights are going to go.
What is it?
Colour shaper, it's called. It's basically a little silicone tool. It's like a mini spatula. So you can cheer for spatula time if you like.
Yeah, we all like spatula time.
We just do a spatula time. Yeah. But, blue, same thing.
What's the significance of baubles on a Christmas tree?
Balls.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's a particular significance. It's just sort of shiny and quite easy to make. So in a glass blowing workshop, making a little glass sphere is one of the first things you learn. I suppose like a lot of crafts, being really good at it can be like a lifetime's journey in a way. But yeah, I guess they're easy enough to make. Sense the shyness. Doesn't take really marks before the light on the brush dies away and mixes on the surface, but that was always the intention. So there's red reflections, there's green reflections on this. There's even a little bit of blue there. I'm wondering whether to use actual brushes. Oh well. So it's sort of delivering a method to me as I go along. That's my yellow brush, so I need to do the yellow things on other ones. So let's go to the blue brush. Let's get the excess of them. Never comes in that cupboard. sits up. So, still not bad. Got blue colour. Subtle, but they'll all start to talk to each other now. Put that down. Let's go with the red. Yeah. The excess off. Before I do that, I could really just turn up the colour in a few places where it's going to need it. Yeah, it's going to need that really strong red behind. So highlight on top is going to have to be. This is a really tricky thing. So this is a very, very bright red. Red enough. That's still nowhere near bright. Absolute pigs here at that. Nowhere near bright. It's all about context. No, that's not right either. So yeah, I don't think you can make paint do this. I don't think you can make paint create this experience. I hate to say that because but someone could. Really what I'm saying is I am failing. I can't do it. But the red is by its nature quite a dark colour. Just like the blue is, although weirdly it kind of works with the blue. It's the red around it, that's what's going to do it. I don't know why that works. Intensity of colour around it. It's going to make it work. Let's get a small brush out. But
What's your decision behind using a round brush? What is the difference?
It makes the same mark whichever way around you do it. So all you've got is thick and thin, rather than an angled end. It meets the canvas at a point, and it leaves the canvas at a point. The more you press down, more paint can show into the surface. But do this, but there's a few places where it probably quite easy. Oh, that's too much. So a second's like, I don't want to overdo this, and then immediately. But making the contrast up, which is useful places. Okay, have a big brush for the reds too. Let's get that back out again. Let's give a bit of warmth for the yellowness to the background. Or we go back and define some more of these shadows. Create a few edges where they're necessary. The soft edges. Right, that's enough. Quantity of this. It's not like that. Bold strokes in it. That's something that's quite enjoyable. Going to bring a bit more back to here. Now, a bit of circular energy. Round. That's the best thing. I think that, yeah, it's as good as I'm getting. I would like to sort out that green one. Still not quite right. I'm going to do it. Sort out the green one. That's fiddles. No more fiddling after this. It's very much the last fiddle on that. Done. I'm going to sign it in a different place as well. First, this red, bit of oil, red brush. Oh, I could sign it inside the green ball. Do you think? Change my mind about that. First, but let's look at my hands. Okay. I think I'll use blue and a little round brush. That's a fun way to sign it. Hey, how did that come across then? I take this off just to shine. No, the shine's not a problem. The green ball. The green ball.
It's quite interesting how sort of the yellow is the only one that's got sort of all colours showing on it of the other baubles.
See that?
It's like a party ball.
Yeah. And that's it was a bit of fun with a riot going on. And yeah, there we go.
I like it. It's kind of brighter than stuff that you would normally.
Yeah, and it's an interesting
do.
Approach. I'm starting to see things now, I think. So, super. Thank you.
And Josie says she's going to give it a go when she gets her baubles down from the attic.
Yes.
They won't gleam like these though.
I bet they will. It's a fun one. It's yeah, shiny bits on red ones is by far the hardest thing. And I think if I have got it, I think I've got it here. And actually, I'm gonna zoom in on that just to really point this out. So if you look at this red ball down here, if you look at those shiny highlights on it, they're quite bright and gleaming, especially that one on the right. And here, you can see right in the middle, it's really just white, but all the way around it, it's this intense red. And it's that red that makes it look different to this one. It's the quantity of red that's around it. And so one looks like a red shiny light, and the other doesn't. It's very peculiar. So yeah, that was a fun one. That will be available for you to observe in Bean Shop Cafe tomorrow.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, that means we'll have 2 still lifes and 2 portraits up still.
Yeah, still 2 portraits to look at. Actually, it's quite fun as well to see the scale of it, because I think it's going to adjust if I get back from the easel. You can see the balls down there. But, so they're quite big.
I was going to say, you've actually blown them up, haven't you?
Yeah.
Rather than like last week, we were talking about the figurines that you painted that were pretty much exactly the same size.
Thicker paint on the comes across.
Maybe some tinsel would be a good shout to try and.
Give me a breakdown. Tinsel. God. Well, I think tinsel you could sort of do a cheeky little shortcut. You could just get some mass of colour in there, just a few little flicks. Get them right, tinsel will appear. So it'd probably feel a bit like cheating. But yeah, willing to give that a crack. Although people seem to like pictures of baubles, I don't know if they like pictures of tinsel. I guess it's only one way to find out. But there's something pleasing about the sphere. It's that's why it's an easy thing to blow in glass. It's the simplest shape an object under tension wants to be, like a bubble.
What's kind of cool is that you've got 4 baubles, but there's only one that is actually complete.
Yeah.
Because even the green is just ever so slightly off.
Yeah. pop this in the frame, see what it looks like.
Hmm.
Yeah. Quite fun, isn't it?
Hmm.
Stop it. Yeah, so that sort of cut off, once the frame's on, that sort of cut off quality comes through a bit. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That was fun. An interesting thing. And like I say, always popular. So yes, what's next week? Is there a plan?
You're going to try and get a portrait, I think,
Okay.
and potentially people up here.
Oh yeah. Have a bit of a
Select few.
select friends
Mm.
conversation and yeah, entertainment. Again, I mean, we can close mic as well, so so people can chat in the background, but it's not really.
Emma's just messaged through and said, I think the sound needs to be looked into a little bit more, so we'll do that this week.
Fun.
Mm.
All right. Well, thanks for paying attention. Anyway, appreciate that, and yeah, for the feedback. That's always useful.
Mm.
So I'll see what we can manage, but yeah.
Cool.
So